loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Better nice, I'm looking at the camera. Heading on, good, good, good. Preloaders, V.I.Preloaders, welcome back to the channel, guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys here with me, and you notice by now, or at least you should. For those of you that are here for the first time, welcome to you as well. My name's Robert. I'm a retired NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle lieutenant, and the name of this wonderful channel is Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle. And in today's video, guys, I want to talk to you about something that I'm sure a lot of us do, but everything is worth talking about, right? You don't know what you don't know. And I'm referring to loading a motorcycle on and off of the trailer. I'm not talking about strapping it down or anything like that. I'm simply talking about rolling up the ramp and rolling down the ramp. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys and talk to you about is actually going up the ramp. Now, the way I do this is probably going to be different than the way most people do it. I'm always trying to challenge myself as far as my motorcycle and being the boss of it and riding in the friction zone and being able to really control my motorcycle with the clutch. So the way I do it, guys, is as I'm approaching the trailer, I'm already in the friction zone. Both of my feet are up. As soon as my front wheel hits the ramp, hits the beginning of that ramp, I open my clutch more to give me power, because now I'm getting ready to go up a hill. I'm going to need more power. And remember, if you don't have enough power, what's the bike going to want to do? Exactly, it's going to want to fall. We know that. Sufficient power to the rear wheel will keep the bike up. That's why I always say sufficient power. If I keep the same amount of power going to the rear wheel that I was on the ground straight on the ramp, that's not sufficient power anymore. I have to do something about that. So we all know I'm already loaded, because that's what I do. I'm keeping the throttle loaded, which means I'm keeping power to the rear wheel. And as soon as I hit that ramp, I don't have to worry about the throttle. It's already loaded. All I have to do is open up the clutch, and that'll give me some more power. If I need more power, though, I will give it more throttle. Once it goes up the ramp, again, both my feet are still on the boards. As soon as the back wheel hits the top of that ramp, that's when I pull the clutch in, get off of the throttle, rear brake. Right now, again, listen, this is not a competition. If you want to walk the bike up the ramp, then that's what you do. That's probably the best thing for most people anyway. But again, it's me always challenging myself. Anyway, I'm not going to talk to you guys about it anymore. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. All right, guys, so I'm approaching. As soon as I hit this ramp, open the clutch up. And I'm up here. So again, guys, I'm extra. I like to challenge myself. And this is actually, believe it or not, a very good way to practice being in control of your motorcycle with the clutch. And I'm referring to going up the ramp, right? Even if you're doing it with both your feet on the floor. With the throttle, because you're going to need some throttle because you're going up a ramp. Open up the clutch. You know, and the goal is to keep the motorcycle moving at a nice pace, without it stalling, right? And without popping the clutch to give you too much power. This can help you with that. It really can. So it's funny how we can always use little things that we do with our motorcycles to practice, right? And this just happens to be one of them, right? All right, guys, so now let's talk about taking the bike off of the trailer. And, you know, again, this is one of those things where you've probably been doing it one way for years and nothing's ever gone wrong. So why even consider doing it another way? And that was me. Now, if you guys can see, my trailer door has a coating on it that's rubber. And it gives me a little bit more grip. So the way I normally take the bike off of the trailer is I put the bike in neutral, because, of course, while the bike's in the trailer being transported, it shouldn't be in neutral. It should be in gear. I don't park in neutral anyway, but definitely not in the trailer. Once the motorcycle's in neutral, I pull it out of the wheel chock and I back it up. I'm using the front brake. Once the back wheel hits the ramp, I'm just going to use the front brake and slowly drag it to bring the bike down at a slow speed. Both feet are on the ground, of course. and just walk the bike back, right? Now that's gonna work 9 times out of 10. But even with this surface that I have here, one time I was rolling my bike out of the trailer and using that method, the front wheel started to slide. And I had an oh crap moment because the thing I'm using to ensure that the bike doesn't slide or fall is the front brake. And that is not working because the front wheel is sliding. But anyway, it was able to grab some traction, luckily, but I kind of walked it a little bit. So here's how you deal with that, guys. If the way that I just told you, I unload my motorcycle using the front brake walking backwards works for you, that's gonna work 99% of the time and it's fine, as long as everything is dry. But if it's a little bit of moisture, if anything is causing this to be a little bit slippery, put the bike in neutral, back it out of the wheel chock or whatever you have it on, and as soon as the back wheel hits that ramp, front brake, put the bike in gear. Now you can get off of the front brake, and now you're gonna use the clutch to control the speed of the motorcycle rolling backwards. And it's really the opposite. Normally we open up the clutch, right? We open up the clutch to give power so that we can move. Whereas in this case, we are going to be squeezing the clutch in, right? When we don't want to give too much power, we're going to open it up. So we're doing the opposite of what we normally do when we're riding in the friction zone. But if you do it that way, that's going to ensure that this bike doesn't slide down this ramp. At least the front wheel won't slide, right? I'm not talking about something crazy like the bike being on ice. Clearly, if this thing is frozen, don't even try to bring it on the ramp. That's just, that doesn't make a lot of sense. And I'll show you that too, guys. All right, let's take a look at that. All right, guys, this is my girl, Misty. She's my 2023 Indian Pursuit Elite. I'm gonna put her in neutral. Now, because she's in neutral, I don't have to worry about the clutch. Pull her out of the wheel chock. I'm on the hump now. I'm on the hump. As soon as I get right there, now I'm over the hump. My back wheel is on the ramp. I'm holding the bike with the front brake. That's how it's causing the bike not to move. Now, I'm going to squeeze the clutch in, put the motorcycle in gear. Now, with the back wheel over the hump and actually on the ramp, the bike's in gear now. I put the bike in gear, and now I don't have to worry about using the front brake. The clutch is what's going to control the bike rolling down this ramp. So right now, I don't even have my hands on the handlebars, so the bike's not going to move because it's in gear. If it was in neutral, it would roll backwards. So now I'm just going to squeeze the clutch in. And as soon as I squeeze the clutch, you see it's starting to move? So, again, I don't need the brakes because the clutch is the brake. And just like you drag the front brake, I'm dragging this clutch, right? It's not going to go faster than I want it to go, and that's based on how much I pull the clutch in. Pull it in a lot, let it out. Nice and easy. All right, guys, I want to thank you for hanging out with me for this short video. You could be doing anything with your time, and the fact that you chose to spend a little bit of it with me, that's always appreciated. Spend more time being thankful for the things that you have, guys, and less time complaining about the things that you don't. If this video helped you out in any way, guys, or if you enjoy it, or if you like my channel, period, but you just fail to hit the subscribe button, hook me up, man. Hit the subscribe button. That definitely helps me out. It helps out my channel. Hitting the like button does the same thing. Share these videos, guys, and hit that notification bell and switch it to all so you will always be notified every time I come out with a new video. All right, guys, seat time doesn't equal practice time. And if you have time to ride your motorcycles, you have time to practice on them. Until next time.